And how's everybody doing tonight? Got a bunch of San Francisco mint wheat scents that we're going to go through tonight. Sorry I had to move the schedule forward a little bit. As it turned out, it was my turn to cook and I did not know it. So I cooked pork chops on the grill at about 6:45. The show was supposed to be at 7. So if I wanted to finish cooking them and actually eat, I had to move the schedule forward on the show. So here we are. Should be a pretty exciting time. I'm going to wait just a few minutes and let anyone else come in who sees the notification that I'm live and wants to drop everything they're doing and come on and take a look and be here live to watch what happens. I have already created flip inserts for this particular event, and having already created flip inserts for this particular event, they have your names on them. Just like the 50s bag, if you remember how I did that, I sorted the flip inserts out by shuffling them. We didn't have to draw any names out of a bag because your name was already on the flip insert when I took the previous one off. So here's how this will work. Here's some of the flip inserts right here. And so I've got Mr. Eubanks showing here on the top. This is what the inserts look like. The background scene is actually a street scene from San Francisco in the 1940s. And so your name is already on there. You're going to get 2 coins in here. Then Doug Reese will get 2 coins in here. What I did not tell you earlier is if you bought 5 coins, you're going to get 6. If you bought 5 spots, you're going to get, well, if you bought 5 spots, you're going to get 10 coins. So there's 2 coins per flip. I guess I did tell you that earlier. I don't know what I was thinking. But there we go. There's that. I'm going to finish putting a few more of these in here while we see if anyone else wants to come in. We've got 25 people watching right now. 25 people watching, only 16 likes. I would love it if you guys would smash that thumb down there. Give me a thumbs up on this. Make it so that it's easier for people to actually search and find my channel. Having you guys is wonderful, but having more watchers actually helps my channel. Helps me get up to the top in searches and all kinds of wonderful little things. So now we got 28 people watching, 25 likes. So there's a few people away from the computer that haven't heard. Or they're driving and listening and forgot to hit the like button before they started driving, and I don't want them to stop just to hit the like button. You can do it later when you finish, get to your destination, because I highly doubt anyone's going to drive 3 hours straight while they're listening to me. I don't know. I'm guessing that this will take anywhere between, an hour and a half and 2 hours. How it's going to work is the same way as the 50s bag that we did last week, which I will be sending out to you tomorrow. Actually, day after tomorrow, because tomorrow's Sunday. I will be putting all those packages together tomorrow. But how that worked was I find it, I show you what it is, we talk about it, and I put it in your flip with your insert, but you're not getting new inserts for it. I'm not doing any attribution. I'm not doing any photos of these. This is what it is, and you guys get the coins. And it's your time to be the sleuth. Your turn to be the attributor and figure out what your own dies are. Hello, Shiny Tiny Time Coins. I'm glad you came by. I would love for you to watch this program, get involved in another role. We sell them on Tuesday evenings during our coin auction. We have a coin auction every Tuesday at 8 p.m. where yours truly brings out new rolls or new unopened material or something that is interesting for us to go through, and then you actually get the coins that I show you. So whatever comes out of this pile that I pulled straight out of a bag of 1940's S-Mint mix goes straight to you guys, the collector. So I'm going to go ahead and I make everyone on the channel a moderator because, well, when we start talking about trolls and getting involved with trolls, the trolls get kind of gimpy-wishy with me and they start messing with my people, and I just don't like it. So In order for you to stay on this channel, you have to be a moderator. There we go. Just mixed up a bunch of flip inserts. And now let me get them apart. There we go. All right. Starting all over again. Here we go. So I've got most of them ready. I'll do a commercial break later on and get the rest of them ready, but I think we are ready to get started. We've got 31 people here, so let's go ahead and get started. Mr. Eubanks is going to be first here. So I'm going to pull out just a couple of coins from my stack. Here's one. I'm going to slip it up underneath here. We're going to take a good look at it. This is a 1945's. Looks like the mint mark. It's a later die state coin, so the mint mark is beginning to wear off of the die. Not very heavily struck. Still pretty decent coin. Now, these are brown to red-brown unks as sold to me by my source, Tim Rathjen, in the wonderful state of Washington. So that's one of Mr. Eubanks' coins. Now his other one will be this one right here. Just whatever I happen to pick. It's a 46S. I don't see any RPM on this one, and I don't see a double die. Nope, not seeing anything on this coin. Where's the party pickle? Did I miss the party pickle? I did miss the party pickle. There he is. Formerly known as Jonathan Cuff. The party pickle is present. Okay. Mr. Eubanks' coins did not have anything on them. So we're going to go on to Doug Reese here. Doug Reese will get this 1942's. Let's see. Don't see anything going on this one. Now, 42S is one of your more tough dates to get in the 1940s. Nice, brilliant, uncirculated coin. It's going to run $15 to $20. Nice one. Gem BU. Here's the reverse. Looking to see what I can find on here with regard to any hub doubling or errors or anything to discuss. Gus. Nothing special there. Let me move on to another coin for Doug Reese. It's a 46S. Sans serif mint mark. There were three different styles of mint marks in 1946S. There was a larger mint mark that had serifs on it, the sans serif, and then the small mint mark, or the ball serif mint mark. This one is the sans serif. This one is without serifs. Serifs are the nice little crickety things at the corners of the letters on some fonts. Like that thing on the bottom of the G is called a serif. And so this is a sans serif because it doesn't have the little points at the top and bottom of the letter. And that's common for 1946S. 1946S did have the three different styles of mint marks. And roughly 40% were these. 40% were the large serif mint marks. And then about 18-19% thereabouts were the ball serif, the smaller ball serif, the one that can be inverted on some dies. Now for Majestic. Let's see what we got for Majestic here. This is the first coin I'm pulling out for Majestic, and I'm just pulling these things completely at random from a pile that I pulled out of the bag. I have not stacked this deck in either direction. I've not made it more likable or less likable. This is exactly what I'm getting, and they've not been searched. Hello, Miss Ida Herring. And so I don't see anything here. Move on to another coin for him. I have been through some coins out of this bag just to check them to see that they hadn't been searched or check them for quality. And there were a number of pretty nice ones in there. This is a rather light Class 6 double die. You can see that by the 9 and the date, and letters and Liberty should be slightly finned outward, and they are, just a little bit. I don't know that you're going to find this one listed, but it is a minor Class 6 double die obverse. Check that bottom serif again. Nope, don't see anything else here. I flip it over and take a look at the other side. See, perhaps we maybe have a double die, and I'm going to say nope, not on this one. All right, there's the 2 coins for Majestic. And Bill 457 comes next, and I've got 2 coins now pulled out for him. Let's see what this one is, a 44S. And I'm not seeing anything especially delectable on here, but this one does look like it might also be a minor Class 6 double die. Class 6, yes it is. See how the edges of the bottom and the top of the letters here look like they were pulled toward the rim just a little bit? That's one of the classic characteristics of Class 6 hub doubling. This is rather minor, though. These are all S mint marks. Any coin that comes out of here that's not an S mint mark will immediately be replaced with one that is. But every coin I have seen so far in this bag has been S mint. That's why we've got this special San Francisco 1940s flip insert. There's a 1949S. And it does have a nice repunchment mark. You can see the split in the lower serif down there with an extra serif. So this one is one of the nicer 1949S RPMs. So Bill 457, one of your 1949S Lincoln Cents is a repunchment mark. Hello, Keefs. And let's see. I'm showing nothing big on the reverse, so we'll move on. Got a lot of coins to get through tonight. Whole lot of coins. Going to be doing twice as many coins as usual, and then just a little bit more. So here is 2 coins for quads. Quads.com. There's a 1945S with a mint mark that's kind of tilted over a little bit. That's how far it's tilted over. I don't see any doubling on it, though, so it's pretty much a normally punched mint mark, except that it is tipped over. I don't see anything else at the moment going on with this particular die pair. No hub doubling on the reverse. And the next coin, it's a 42S. Well, it's looking awful thick. I think that could be an RPM, but it's just not showing itself as one. So I'm going to say probably not on this one. And we always check up here for hub doubling because there are some 42S's with nice hub doubling. And this one has none of it. Hello, Majestic. Oh, this one's got spots on it. I don't like spots. And here's, I don't like spots. I'm going to replace this coin because I don't like spots. So I set this over to the side and replace it with a coin that doesn't have spots. Here's a 48S. And this one is a repunch mint mark. You can see it in the upper serif. There's 2 upper serifs. You zoom this one in. This one's going to be one of the more major repunch mint marks for 48S. It's not very well known for repunch mint marks, but this one is a nice one. You can see it on the inside of the upper curve, and you can see it on the upper serif. So that'd be a nice repunch mint mark for quads there. 1948S. See if we have anything else going on here. Even though there are a couple of very minor spots, I'm going to keep this coin because it is a repunch mint mark, and it's worth enough to kind of toss back the spots and just look at the repunch mint mark. So there we go. Oops. That's quads.com there. Eric Beyer is going to be next. Let's see what coins Eric Beyer will receive. There's one. 41S. Nice date. Nice date, 41S. No die variety that I can see so far. Not a doubled I. It's a nice earlier die state coin. Has really sharp design features and not very many flow lines. On that side anyway. Obverse and reverse can be different die states because these dies can be replaced at different times. In fact, a stagger replacing obverse striking coins, replacing reverse striking coins, and replacing obverse striking coins, that was normal. So you can have one reverse associated with more than one obverse, or you can have one obverse associated with more than one reverse. Yeah, that's Eric Beyer. Let's see here. Grab a couple of coins for Coin Dragon. All right, Frank, let's see what you get. I was wondering if Frank is even here right now. Oh, this one's got a big hit right on the mint mark, and it doesn't look like it is anything, so I'm probably going to toss this one to the side and give him another coin. Don't like coins that have been beat up either. Yeah, this one's just kind of ugly, and it's a normal coin, so I'm just going to move it off to the side and grab another coin for him. This one's one I just grabbed. It's a 45S. This one has the ball serif style mint mark. It's got a stripe of color in there too. There's a little bit of a woody going on right there for Coin Dragon. This is a fingerprint, large fingerprint. Shows you what magnification we're using here. That's a woody color again. Looks almost like the bark of a eucalyptus tree. It's got so many different colors on it. Hello, Penny Saver Cash, Roy Johnson. Hey, look at the reverse on this one and see if we have anything pullable. There's Coin Junkie, Jeff Dunn. Bunch of people here. Got 36 people here. Very nice. I got 29 likes, though. I'd like to see 36 likes if there's 36 people. Here's another 49S. 49S, and this one is, I believe, yeah, it is an RPM, or a minor RPM. You can see it in the lower curve down there, just at the very lower tip of the mint mark. See if we have any eye issues. No eye issues. No doubling in the motto, no doubling in liberty. So let's take a look at the reverse. We have a struck through for Coin Dragon. We have a small struck through on the lower right quadrant of the reverse. We've got some super heavy die scratches here. These things are die scratches almost to the point of being called linear die gouges. And the top of the O of 1 is basically gone. That is not coin wear. That is actually slight weakness in the strike. See, because exactly opposite this area on the coin is this area on the coin right here. It's one of the highest relief areas on the coin, and it receives the least amount of strike usually because you have a lot of die cavity there to cover up with strike. Since you don't have any real design features on that side to be struck up, you don't notice it. But over here, you do have design features that are supposed to be struck up, and they're just not because of the weakness of that strike. So it's not grease, it's weakness. Very common for San Francisco Mint coins, actually. Very common for them to not be fully struck. Alright, that's Coin Dragon. Let's move on to the next person's coins. We've got Levels of Madness, and I've picked out 2 coins here for levels. We've got a 49S And a 49S with no repunch mint mark. No doubled I. We have a slightly weak strike again. And that will show better on the O of 1 than anywhere else. You know, a little bit of a weak strike. I could tell by looking at the other side of the coin that this was going to be a little bit weak. There's a little bit of weakness down here too. See how strong that side is? And this side is much weaker. That's in the strike. That's not wear. If it was wear, both of these would be worn down. And since only one of them is worn down, you definitely don't have a wear issue. Alright, and let's see what level's other coin is. This one's a 1948S. And this 48S is... well, it's not a big RPM if it is. I don't think it is an RPM at all. Okay. And not seeing any hub doubling right off on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse. And got nothing that I see especially on the reverse here. So that will go in a flip for levels. And we move on to Mr. Marshall. Pull a couple of coins from Mr. Marshall. We've got this one is first. What is it? 1941S. This one has machine doubling. That's machine doubling on the top of the date. It's sunken into the field of the coin. It's rather flat. And then the coin was kind of shifted over, or shifted down a little bit while the die was in connect with the coin. You can see that it basically just shoved the design over a little bit. That's machine doubling. Got nothing on the reverse of this one. Let's take a look at his next coin. Next coin's going to be a 47S. And this one looks to be a rather normal 1947S. Take a good peek at the mint mark there. It's a little soft, a little bit hard to determine. Now, take a look at the other side of the coin. Ooh, we got some spots. You know, since this wasn't anything, I'm just going to set it off to the side and let Mr. Marshall enjoy a coin that does not have spots. So we're going to move on to a different coin. This one will be for Mr. Marshall. He's moved on to a different coin. This bag came from Tim Rathjen, and it was sold as a brown to red brown unk-ish coins, and most of these are unk or close to unk. We're looking for double dies and repunch mint marks, and well, this little guy doesn't happen to have any of the above. So that's one of Mr. Marshall's spots. In this bag reveal, we sold 2 spots, or 2 coins per spot. So that's what everyone's getting. Here's Mr. Marshall again. Let's take a look at his next coin. Another 48S. I think he's going to get a little luckier with this one. See the lower split serif there and the split on the inside of the upper serif? You definitely have a bit of an RPM going on here, and this one's probably listed. That's going to be a good start for that one. What do we got here? Nothing else going on there. And that's it for that. So we've got the nice little repunch mint mark there. Let's see if we can pick something off the reverse. And I see nothing. So we have an RPM for Marshall's first coin in his next holder here. Let's see what comes up with the second coin. Second coin, this is a 1940S, and this one's actually got pretty nice luster on it. It's a pretty nice uncirculated coin. Let's see if we have anything to talk about. Looking. Come on. Give us something to talk about. We have to watch that. Music references. Can't do music references. We can't say let's give them something to talk about. Nope. We had a video deleted because I had music playing as I was doing the reveal, and that is evidently not within the constraints of the community terms of service. All right, there's Marshall's 2 coins. And next is what, Marshall again? All right, we got one more from Marshall, and then we're moving on to somebody else. So don't get disheartened. We got 2 more coins here. Here's one. It's a decent 1942S Lincoln. Well, let's see what else we have here, if anything. I always check the word God very carefully because you'll be able to see some pretty nice hub doubling on some of the coins from 1942S. There is a nice double die obverse known for 1942S. There's actually 2 of them, but one of them's really nice and the other one's a little more minor. The other one's only really visible in the ERTY of Liberty, and it happens to be a repunch mint mark too. Let's see what we have with his next coin, 45S. This one's a nice repunch mint mark. You can see it right there in the upper serif. Upper serif is very well split. The lower serif is very well split. So Mr. Marshall's going to get himself a nice RPM out of this. See what else we have here. Nothing. What about the reverse? Has typical weakness for the San Francisco Mint. And I see nothing on the reverse. So that's for Mr. Marshall. Got himself a nice RPM in that holder. All right, next up, the Coin Dragon. I get 1 and 2 coins for Coin Dragon. Here's his first one. First one's a 1949S. And let me see if there's anything here. There's a minor lower split serif, but this mint mark is a little bit chewed up. It is an RPM, but not the best condition to be collecting as an RPM. I think I'm going to drop this one off at the curb and get a different one. Yeah, I'm going to drop this one off at the curb. It's not the nicest looking coin. And it is a 49S, so let's see what else we can get for him. How about this? This one looks like it has chances, right? It's a 47S. Nothing on that side. And nothing at all. Alright, well, let's try this 1947S. Same issue. Let's see what else we have. It's kind of a weak reverse. Oh, there's spots. I can get rid of this one. $40S. There we go. That's a little better. I don't see anything of any remarkable collectability in the design on this coin. There's a struck through something. A struck through wire or something like that right there on his nose. That doesn't have the fins that come up around damage, like a scrape or a scratch or something. It does have a minor spot on it, but I tell you what, this is a 1940S. These are quite a bit more difficult than 49S. I'm going to let this one slide because it is a relatively nice coin, and it is a 1940. So there's coins for Coin Dragon. Can't even sneeze anymore on YouTube. Is that right? What do they do? Want to get rid of you for trying to spread the Rona? Farm Dog. Let's see what we got for Farm Dog. Well, yeah, it looks like a normal 1948S. I remember the shape of that 4 right there. We might see something later on that will actually give us a good reason to go back and look at a 48S. So I want you to see this and see that the top of the 4 has a slightly rounded but pointy top. Sure, remember that. Next time I show you a 49S. Wait, what? This one looks like a Class 6 double die. I do believe it is. It doesn't show in the date, but it does show up here. Nice Class 6 double die there. Nothing on the eye, but you see that concave outside edge to the E and the T and the other T. And you get over here to Liberty and you can see how thick it is. And definitely a Class 6 double die obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse and see what happened there. Sometimes you'll get a double die obverse and a double die reverse. In fact, I do believe, I haven't looked lately, but I do believe I can remember at one point in time listing a 1948S Lincoln Cent as a double die obverse, double die reverse, and repunch mint mark. How's that grab you? Well, there's a nice 1946S, but it doesn't appear to have any hub doubling on it of any kind, or any doubling on a mint mark, I mean. This is the style of mint mark, the larger serif mint mark that you'd be looking for the 1946S over D, which is very scarce, not commonly found. Okay, got nothing on that side, so Farm Dog's coins are done for now. We'll have to come back to another flip of his later. A lot of people got 5 flips, so there'll be more. Let's see here. Who is next? Doug Reese again. Doug Reese gets this coin. It's a 1944S. Nice Class 6 double die obverse. Nice Class 6 double die obverse, and it does appear that it could also be a repunch mint mark. Yeah, I think it was a 48S. I'm pretty sure it was 48S. But this is a Class 6 double die obverse. You can see the very definite, I call it the taffy pull. It looks like you've got taffy that was straight, and then you pull it on the ends, and it makes this little teardrop looking thing on the ends of the letters. Toward the rim, it looks like they were just pulled outward. And then you've got this really thick lower part of the 9 of the date. Very nice. Very, very nice. Not really seeing much on the reverse. This one's a very late die state reverse. Reverse is kind of worn down as far as the design is concerned. 1947S now. This one's a sans serif mint mark. This is without serifs. These are somewhat common to have relatively minor RPMs because they're very thin mint marks and they're very easy to double. Nothing there. Let's see here. And nothing on this side. So that's Doug Reese for now. 2 coins. And next, we will have Jeff Dunn. What do we got for Jeff Dunn? Here's a 46S. 46S, I'm always really careful to check up in the motto up here and also in Liberty. They're 2 different nice double dies. One shows in each, but they don't necessarily affect the same areas of the coin. So you have to check everything. It's really important to always check everything. Even though you think you know what you're looking for, don't go after looking for something specific. Hey, here's a little bit of a weak strike. You're always going after looking for whatever you can find. You're not looking for something specific. Remember it that way. That'll get your brain into knowing that you're going to be checking for anything and everything everywhere. I don't know of any double die reverses at all for 1947S. That's not going to stop me from looking at the reverse of this coin, because it could be a massive double die reverse that no one's ever seen. And in this case, it's not. That doesn't mean I'm not going to check the next coin that comes up. See what I'm saying? Same thing. You always want to make sure you check the reverses on your coins. And folks, you're popping RPMs right and left and right and left, and you're pulling them off as soon as you see the RPM. You're not checking the reverse. It's going to bite you someday. You'll end up with a really nice double die reverse you didn't know you had. Paul Hampton's 2 coins. Here's Paul Hampton 1. It's a 48S. 48S isn't bad. Don't have anything on this one, though. I always check regardless of anything else. I'm checking the mint mark for doubling on the mint mark, checking the date area, especially checking Liberty, check above and below the L. You want to check the eye and ear. Make sure there's nothing on the eye and ear, and then in the motto, you're most typically going to find like class 5 or class 1 there, which is going to show some separation. Class 6 double dies are also somewhat common for the 1940s in general. Oop, this one's damaged. I'm not going to keep a damaged coin. That's going into the refuse pile. It's in the pile with all the refuse. So I've tossed it into the waste back. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the rare 1944S no mint mark coin. No, folks, I'm playing with you. This is a 44 plain. And it's going to go into the refuse pile because it's not an S mint. I told you we'd find 1 or 2 here. So, Tim's machine is not perfect. It's just nearly perfect. What would you guess that I grab another 44S? Grab another 44S, and this one has a mint mark on it. So this one we're going to keep. A very slight bit of extra thickness in the bottom of the 9, but I don't believe it's a class 6 double die. There's no other signs anywhere of hub doubling. And this is a late die state to a very late die state reverse. See, some parts of the outlines, like there at the bottom of the N, are nice and clear, and some parts of the design are almost gone. And that's because of die wear, lots of it. What do we have here? Well, there's a 47S with the top half of the mint mark missing. That's different. I didn't know they had one like that. There's a 47 half S. I didn't know they ever did any coins half-assed. I thought all of them were full-assed. Yep. You can call that one a half-assed coin. Alright. Now I want to keep this one. Because it's a half-assed coin. So when somebody tells me it's never a good idea to do anything half-assed, I'll tell them the San Francisco Mint did. All right. So Paul Hampton gets his half-assed coin. Children, I'm saying half-assed, as in half of an S. Yeah, I know it may sound a little different, but I'm saying half-assed. You're getting a half-assed coin. The other half isn't there. We got a black eye. Little spot on the S. Well, if we don't have anything else on this, I'm going to pull it out because it is not the best looking coin. Check the bottom of the mint mark here. It looks like we may have an S over S South here. Could very well be. Actually, it looks like an S over S South. That's what it looks like. Paul, you get the coin, so you get to make the jokes. You can go around telling people you've got a half-assed 1947 Lincoln cent. They're going to say, well, how is it half-assed? No, it's not. It's half-assed. Look at the mint mark. There's only half of it there. Let's see. Take a look at the next coin. Well, there's a 48S. This one's full est. Well, at least we don't have an F mint mark. You imagine? I mean, Germany has an F mint mark for Frankfurt. They got coins that are all F'd up. They got an F mint mark here and an F mint mark there. All right, Mr. Marshall again. We're back to Mr. Marshall. See what we can find for Mr. Marshall. That's right. Thank goodness this coin's a half-assed. It's a half-assed coin. So next time your wife calls you half-assed, you can say, nope, nope, this is half-assed. Well, Lincoln only has one cheek. It's true. Look at his picture. Right here. There's only one cheek. I'm trying, boys and girls. Not the entertainment part. I'm trying to find you some good coins. I'm trying to find you some good stuff. I'm not an entertainer. You guys should know that already. Know this about me. I'm definitely not a good entertainer. Wife says my jokes are very dry. So I told her a joke and poured a bucket of water on her head. She did not find that amusing. I'm not sure why. Bill 457. Let's take a look at a coin for you. Oh, this one's a Raggedy Ann looking 1944S. Man, this die was just about to fall apart. This is a very late die state coin. Man, that die was just about waxed. It just about had its time. I'm going to yank this one off to the side, actually. I don't like it. There's nothing on it that I can see anyway. Including a design. So let's go to this one. A 42S. Pretty decent looking 42S here. A little tiny die chip off the edge of the 4. That's interesting. I don't remember ever having seen that before. Doesn't mean I haven't. I know I've forgotten my name a couple of times, but I know I've forgotten plenty of things about Lincoln cents. So I keep finding stuff and remembering. It's like one of these days, every coin is going to be a brand new discovery for me. I'll be old and senile and sitting in my chair, picking out the exact same pennies I'd already picked out 10 different times before. Wife told me when I get really old, she's going to get a Campbell's soup can, fill it with pennies, and let me sort them every day. That will be my daily activity. And I will think I'm doing somebody some good. I'll be dumb as a box of borax, but I'll be sorting those pennies, that's for sure. All right, Bill 457 didn't really get anything real bouncy out of this. I tried a second coin, and it still didn't work. Let's see here. 2 coins for quads.com. I got them both sitting right here now. I pressed this one up under. Got a 1940's. It's a relatively decent looking 1940's. Those are... got a couple of spots on it. Okay. So we got a couple of spots. Oh, we've got more spot. Run, spot, run. See spot, run. Spot can run. We do not have a double die here. It looked like one in the beginning, but there's no doubling at the tops of either side on the wheat, and that's really kind of what you look for the class 6, because this can be due to a weak strike. Actually, believe it or not, this extra thickness that you see at the bottom of Pluribus can be part of a weak strike, and it actually is part of a weak strike. And there's no hub doubling because there's no doubling there, and there's no doubling there. Spots do run. Run, spot, run. Out, damn spot, out, I say. Can't get me for saying that. That's a 400-year-old writing. So, leave me alone with that. Lass mich alleine. Alright, quads didn't make it out of there with anything big. Let's try for Eric Beyer. Grab a couple of coins here. Here's one. For Eric Beyer, it's a 46S. Keep watching those 46S's, man. I really want to grab an S over D out of these. That would be superb. Superfluous. Ausgezeichnet. Not seeing anything here. It's an unfortunate thing. Not seeing anything there. Let's take a look at his next coin. What is it? 47S. Well, this one's a 47S, which is a repunchment mark. I can see the doubling on the inner part of the upper serif, and I can see the doubling on the lower serif. Maybe a little bit harder to see, so I'm going to come into it just like this and bring the light up so you guys can see that really well. Let me focus up a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to turn it this way so the light hits it just right. Now you can see the doubling on the upper and the lower serifs. Definitely a repunchment mark, and this is definitely going to be one that's listed. So let's back out. Let's back up. This one's going to be easy to identify too, because it's got a huge die gouge right out there outside the 7. Right outside the date there. Look for any doubling on this coin. Otherwise, it is definitely an RPM. Okay, that thickness appears to be coming from the fact that the IB is very weak. And that comes from a strike issue, so we're going to have a weak strike, which we do. There we go. Nice RPM. That's Eric's 2 coins. Let's see. Grab 2 coins for Levels of Madness here. There's one. What is it? 41S. That's a large mint mark style. 41S also had a small mint mark. The large mint mark, this one, is less common. Only about 25% of all 1941 S Lincoln cents had a large mint mark. We've seen a couple of 41S's already, and they were the small mint mark style. I'll show you a small mint mark a little bit later, but you can get a good vision for this one. This is the large trumpet tail mint mark. Trumpet tail because the bottom tail of it looks almost like the bowl of a trumpet. So when I say remember that trumpet tail mint mark, you'll remember what I was talking about. Or I could just do Plato and reach through your screen and slap you. That way you'd remember for sure. There's your second look at it. That's a trumpet tail mint mark there. Large mint mark on the 41S is rather uncommon. Don't see them every day. And what do we have here? A 48S. A 48S that does... it does have a split lower serif. There's a very slight split lower serif down there. Don't know if this is going to be a listed RPM. It doesn't appear to be strong enough, but it may be. It's definitely something that you're going to be able to find on John Wexler's website. He will list pretty much anything you can see. We can see it, so he'll list it, or has. Actually, a lot of the RPMs were initially listed by John Bordner. And John Bordner passed a number of years ago. I believe Brian Rybar was doing the RPMs for John Wexler for some time. Here's Fox Run Forge. Fox Run Forge has 2 coins coming. Hey, look at that. There's a nice 1942S RPM. Nice doubling on the upper and a nice split serif on the lower. Very nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, I don't see anything else here. On the obverse, a nice RPM though. What about the reverse? 1942S is not very well known for having double die reverses. I only know of one, and it's a very minor one. Doesn't mean we're not going to find something really good today and completely change the course of history. We can go to bed knowing that we have done something special. Okay, you remember that trumpet tail mint mark, that large S mint mark for 1941? This is the small S. The small S, interestingly enough, this mint mark style is the one that you generally find on altered 1909 S VDB Lincoln cents. I do believe this might be a repunch mint mark. It looks like it's a very slight spread to the south or southeast, or southwest, I mean. It's hard to pull apart like this, though. Let's see if zooming in will help. I don't know that it will. Give it a shot, though. Okay, what we would be looking for is we would be looking for notching in one direction or another, and I just don't see any notching on this. Notching would be at the corner of the mint mark. That thing running right across the top of the middle of the S, that is a scratch on the mint mark. It's a very well placed scratch. I think it just looks a little thick. I do not believe this to be an actual repunch mint mark. Go ahead and finish taking a look at this coin. No, not the same as the Micro S. Micro S is, I'm not exactly sure why that S mint mark was created, but it may have been made for dimes, and a normal mint mark was generally used, and the Micro S was just kind of an afterthought. I am going to get this other 1941S out of the previous holder for levels. I'll show you these 2 coins together. Now this coin goes back to levels, but we're going to show you both of them together. There's your small mint mark, and there's your large mint mark. Very different from one another. Very easy to tell the difference. Your small mint mark is all cluttered up, all crunched up in a little ball, and your Large mint mark is large and free-flowing. Yep, the altered 1909 coins that have added mint marks often had this style of mint mark added. Now, it's the wrong style of mint mark for a 1909, which when they tell you that it's got the wrong style of mint mark for a 1909 SVDB and that's why it's not real, you're probably looking at one of these mint marks that somehow was, I guess, lifted off of a later coin. I got nothing on the obverse on this one. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. And not seeing anything on the reverse. So I will move along. These two coins go to Fox Run Forge. I knew we'd find a small S41. There's probably other large S41s in here too. They're not very rare, but they're not very common either. I mean, you're not going to see them a lot, but they're not going to be really hard to find. All right, so here's Mr. Eubanks. Mr. Eubanks comes up with a 48S, and this one appears to be normal. It is normal. Remember that 4. Remember that pointed top to the 4. It's a rounded off pointed top. Looks almost like a traffic cone. Or a weird looking long nose. As soon as I see another 1949S, I'm going to show you the difference between the 48 and the 49. If you can remember what that 48S looks like. Looks like just a rounded off cone. Rounded off little triangle. Let's see what year this one is. It's a 44S. 44. What was 44? N? Is that right? N44 for bingo. And let's see. Yeah, they had actual bingo halls that would do payouts in in Florida. When I lived in Florida, I was a commander of the VFW down there. And one of my guys went out and found, basically got a proposal from the bingo hall there, was that if we would serve as observers at the bingo hall, which was required by law, that they would pay us. And we took that payment and used it for homeless veterans in the area. Some months we would make close to $1,000 doing that, just going for a couple of hours on a Saturday and sitting and watching them play bingo. Here's your 45S ball serif. This is the ball serif, the one with the slightly weak upper that sometimes is completely broken off, like this one. And here's the reverse. 09S VDB, that's a 1 ounce copper. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's take a look at this next coin. Well, this is a 49, but it's not a 49S, so we're going to move it off to the side. But before we do that, I want to show you that this one has a flat squared off top of the 4. See the top of the 4 where it's just flat and squared off? Doesn't look like a traffic cone like the 48. Now, we could run into a 49S coming up at some point in this that would have a double die obverse. The double die would be the fact that the 49-4 is over a 48-4. Okay, this is a second coin. I chucked that 49 off to the side. We're not going to use any non-S coins in this particular reveal. And so far, we've got 2 coins in this bag found not to be San Francisco Mint. Now, let's see what else we have here on the reverse. I'm actually not seeing anything at all standing out on this one. So John Brandon Bowe gets one of his 2 holders for this particular hunt. All right, next up is going to be Paul Hampton again. Paul Hampton's going to get these 2 coins, and this is your first. What's this? A 48S. See again? You've got your rounded pointy top. It's not squared off on the top of the 4. It's a little bit rounded off. Do we have a split lower serif there? No, sir, we don't. So it's normal. Move on around. Take a look at the rest of the obverse of the coin. Got nothing there. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse. That's a grease striker there. Small area where the coin is a slightly different color, and it's completely missing the design in a relatively small area. That's going to be a greaser. It's also an atypical place for the design to be missing for a weak strike. Your typical places for your design to be missing on a weak strike is going to be right here and right up here. This is not a weakly struck coin at all. It's a very strongly struck coin, but you're missing part of the lower right wheat. Definitely a greaser. You like to see a 43 copper come up in this bunch. Yes, sir. I would too. There's another 48S. And this one does not appear to be an RPM. This one does appear, though, to be a double die. And I think it is. Yeah, this is one of the known double dies here. It's a pretty decent class 6. Look how thick his nose is. His nose looks like an old gin nose. Doesn't look like Lincoln's nose at all. And look how thick his eyelid is. His eyelid looks like he's been punched in the eye. Then you come up here and all these letters are not only really thick, but they're somewhat notched. That's a double die. Bill Betts, I'm not sure. Let me think. No, you're not. I do not remember putting your name on this. Do you want to be? Because if you want to be, I can get you in it. We're not limited to the number of coins we can do. I have 2,500 of them. This is a AU to Unk Brown to Red Brown half bag of Lincoln cents that are all 1940s S Mint that were sent to me from Tim Rathjen. Move on to Bill 457. Got himself a pretty nice 1948S double die obverse there. That was cool. And see, this one's a doubled eyelid. Or it appears to be a doubled eyelid. Let me get in close to that. I want to make sure that's an eyelid and not a piece of gunk in there. It is an eyelid. That is a nice 1948S doubled eyelid right there. There we go. Now that you can see the doubling I'm showing you right there, the doubled eyelid, let's zoom out. Take a look at it at normal, or normal, let's call it normal distance. You can see a very nice, strongly hub doubled eyelid right there. Sometimes, on some of the doubled eyelids, you'll also see doubling on the side of this first T of trust. Not always, sometimes. And it's cool when you do see it. It's not very often. Okay, so we got a nice 1948S doubled eyelid right here. That's for Bill 457. And a 46S. Dum dum dum. Not a doubled eyelid. No doubling there. No doubling there. Nothing on the RPM. Nothing on the mint mark, I mean. No RPM is what I meant to say. And slightly weak on the reverse, which is very common for 1946 for some reason. 1946 was not a great year for coin striking. And so Majestic, I know he's around. Get him a couple of coins here. We got a 1947S that has a hit mint mark. Has a spot of gunk inside the 9. Let's see how bad this is, or if it's bad at all. If it's bad, we're going to pull it. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. See you later, Time Travelers Coin Exchange. You have a good evening, sir. And we'll see you on the flip side. Yeah, it's a hit and run S. I think I'm going to trade this coin out for a better one. I've got almost a half dozen coins that we traded out for better ones already. Okay, this one's a 48S. This one looks a little bit better, even though it doesn't really have anything on it. Mint mark is normal. Oh, got another one of those fat noses. Hey, look at that. It's another one of those with a really fat nose. Fat nose, fat eye. He was in a bar fight. That's what Randy says about these. Alright, so this one's another double die. Another double die obverse. And a fat eyelid, that's right. I'll take a look at the reverse on it here real quick. I'm seeing nothing on the reverse. Let's move on to Majestic's second coin here. There's a nice double die obverse on that, though. Okay, this one's a 49S. You can see what I was talking about with the squared off top on the 4. I don't see any other doubling, mint mark doubling, or anything else on this one. Move around and take a look at the other features. Don't see anything there. Let's take a look at the reverse. Nothing on the reverse, but we did get a nice 1948S double die. I'll give you guys the opportunity to look them up. You look at doubledies.com. You can look at coppercoins.com, or you can look at varietyvista.com to try to find which varieties you guys are getting, the ones that I'm announcing to you. Alright, so here's Mr. Eubanks. Oh no, we got a big old hit on that one. Big old hit on the mint mark. Some other big hits on the coin. Oh, let's just swap this baby out. I don't like it. Let's look at the reverse and see if it has anything on it. Nope, nothing worthwhile. We're going to swap this one out for a better coin. Let's try this one. What do we have here? 48S. Yeah, I tried. Nothing of any huge interest here. Also was not one of the double die obverses. That's kind of strange that we ran into two very similar double die obverses just a few coins off of one another on that 48S. That was kind of strange. Here's another 49S. This one does have an RPM. This one's got a split lower serif RPM. Pretty decent chance because of that really nice 1949S BU roll that we went through a couple of weeks ago. Pretty decent chance you might be able to find this die listed on Copper Coins with relatively new photos. Because I made myself literally sick of going through 1949S RPMs by the time I was done with that roll. No, Randy, this is the regular 4, the regular flat top 4. You'll see it when it comes up. That 4 is a pretty amazing looking 4. Now I'll show it to you. If we get one, I'll show it to you for sure. I don't miss those. Those are good ones. They're the good ones. All right, here's John Brandon Bow again. John Brandon Bow picks up this 1944S. Got a spot out next to the 4. If we got very many more spots, I'm going to yank this coin. Try it, man. I don't take no flack. All right, we're getting close. I don't take it from no coins. If they don't look right, I chunk them in the garbage. Say goodbye. Say goodnight, Gracie. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else on this coin. It is an acceptable coin. Let's take a look at this one. Another 49S here. This one also has the normal squared off top to the 4. This one has a normal mint mark as well. No doubled eyelid. And no hub doubling on the obverse. It's got a piece of string or something sitting on the BE of Liberty. And the other side is normal. So my sorries to John, Brandon, Bo. We got you 2 normal coins. Nothing promised in the world of coin roll hunting, though. That's why they call it hunting. Because you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's normal, sometimes it's really good. Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn comes up next. We have a 1946S with a really nice RPM. It's a really nice split lower serif RPM. Yeah, you see that split serif really well right there. The last 2 digits of the date are really weak on this coin, and this is normal. I'm not really sure why, but it's very normal for a 1946 Lincoln cent to have a weak 4-6. Happens on occasion. Nice RPM there. You can even see a little bit of a split in the upper serif. So that's a nice one. And let's look at the reverse. This 1946S appears as though it has nothing unusual. James Eubanks, your message is showing up there. There's a 44S. And this one appears to be rather normal. Let's see, you got nothing for die varieties on this one. James, sometimes I do miss chat messages sometimes because you guys are saying a lot, and I love that. But when you guys are saying a lot, I find it hard to deter my vision toward the chat. I'm looking at coins. Yeah, digging around in coins is really hard to be watching a chat. You know what I'm saying? Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton gets this 1947S. And this 1947S is an RPM. It's a doubled upper serif and a split lower serif. So you have a 47S RPM here. What else do we have? Well, got a little spot above the Eye of Liberty, but it is an RPM. So we're going to keep this. It's a relatively shiny coin. All right, got the RPM. So what else do we have? Another 47S. Nothing on this one. A little bit of weak hubbing on In God We Trust. Night, Hawkeye. You have a great night, sir. You've been having issues with your cellular lately, Mr. Eubanks. Yeah, they're doing okay for you right now. Man, this is a very weakly hubbed coin. Here's how you can tell that your die is weakly hubbed versus a weak strike. See how you've got very little bit of an edge at all to the outer edge of the design, and everything's really kind of weak and small around the outer edge of the design, but the center of your design was struck relatively well. You've got really nice strike, so there's nothing wrong with the strike here. You don't get wear just on the outside edge. In fact, the outside edge of the design generally wears less than the center of the design because it's protected by the rim. So where you have a weak outer edge, but you've got a strong center, you've got a weakly hubbed coin. You've got a coin that was not completely and fully hubbed. And that was the die, not the coin. So the die that struck that coin was not very well hubbed. You know what I was about to say, and it wasn't going to be nice. That die was not very well hubbed. All right, Deang comes next. And a 47S here with a little bit of a weak mint mark. This one's going to turn out to be the part of a weak strike, though. Can tell you already because there's not a lot of design feature in the center of the facial area. It's a later die state. You can tell the die state is late because you've got a bunch of granularity to the fields, and you've got a bunch of runny edges of your outside edge devices. The reverse is a little bit less aged. You can see that big die gouge there coming from the S to the rim. But yeah, we got not a whole lot going on there, so we'll move on to the next coin. We can see what we can come up with there. Well, it's a 46S. This one is the sans serif, or without serifs, mint mark. Now you guys can really see the difference because you know what the serifs are. We're looking for split serifs and all that stuff. Well, this one doesn't have serifs. Hello, CVS. That's what makes this one a little bit different from some of the others, is that it does not have serifs. And there are RPMs in the sans serif mint marks. Just doesn't have to be on this one. I've seen too many spots on this coin. It's going away. It wasn't really much of a coin to begin with. There wasn't really anything on it. So let's move on to another coin for Diane. What's this? There's a 48S, and it is an RPM. So it does have just a separation line with a little bit of a split lower serif that you can see. So that was a nice trade-off. Nice trade-off there. We'll go on around and take a look at the rest of the coin. Nice obverse. We got a relatively nice reverse. No die variety, though. So Deanne's got her two coins right there. 1 and 2. And who's next? Adam Connor. Adam Connor. Let's pick a couple of coins out for Adam Connor. Here's our first one. Well, it's a 1944S. Well, hello, Doug Reese. What did you miss? Brother, I can't really tell you. We found a number of pretty nice varieties in here. We've got, I don't know, I mean, we've been through, I don't know, probably 50, 60 coins. I'm sure that we've got at least a dozen RPMs. We've got probably half a dozen double dies, some of them pretty nice. And there's a 1949S, and this one is going to be an RPM. You can see it on the lower serif right there. So there's yet another RPM. I think I remember seeing this particular die before. So I'm pretty sure this one is listed. Yeah, pretty sure this one is listed. I've been sleeping with these things on my brain. And as expected, in general, you don't get anything on the reverse of 1949S. There's just no double dies known for them. Is that number 6? You're fast. And his other coin right here is going to be a 1944S. 1944S with no doubling on the mint mark. There's no eyelid doubling. No doubling on the obverse. Let's look at the reverse. 44S is known to have double die reverses, so we can take a look at this one and see if it's there. And I do not see a double die reverse here. So that's it for Adam Connor's coins for now. We'll go back to Mr. Eubanks. And Doug, we have seen some of your coins already. I don't think all of them. We haven't gotten that far into this. All right, Mr. Eubanks. Mr. Eubanks' first coin right here. It's a 48S. And it's a sloppy looking 48S. It's a normal coin from the obverse standpoint. Let's take a look at the reverse and see if there's anything on the reverse. Not much known for the 48 reverse. What's this? Okay. That's a heavy hit in the coin that just happened to have knocked some metal over toward the E. And then the outside edge of the C there is die wear. I was thinking for a minute that could be a double die, and I was about to jump up and down. Not a double die, so this is not a nothing. The obverse is ugly. It's a nothing coin. You get a second shot. Because I don't like the coin. If I don't like the coin, you're not going to get it. That's pretty easy, isn't it? There you go. It was a 49S. This is a nice split serif RPM, lower split serif RPM, and I know I've listed this die. I can remember the large V-shaped die scratch in between the 1 and the 9 of the date. So you'll be able to find this one on my website. Nice 1949S brown coin. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick and see if we have anything on the reverse. It's like I was saying a couple of minutes ago, they're just not known for double die reverses at all. That's why I look, because I want to be the one who finds the first. Okay, so got a nice RPM there. Now let's take a look at the other coin that we picked out for him. It's a 44S. There's a 44S, and it is a 44S. No doubled I. No RPM, no double die obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse. Some chance we could find double die reverse on a 44S. Thank you, Brian Pruitt. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for that super chat. Hey, looky there. We do have... Wow, man. This thing... It'd be really hard to call a shot on this one. It does have some signs of being a Class 6 double die reverse, but it's just not much. Okay, so we could say, yeah, it's there, but I don't know. So, here we go. All is well in Copper Coins land, Adam Chambers. We're doing just fine this evening. I hope you are too. Pulled 2 coins out for Paul Hampton. This is going to be his first. And... it's a mouse. That black spot looks like a mouse. You ever make shapes in the clouds? You say, oh, well, that looks like a whatever, whatever. Oh, well, that one looks like a whatever, whatever. Yeah, my wife doesn't like it when I do that because she doesn't see the shapes. I see them all the time. Oh, look, there's a dolphin in the sky. She's like, stop it. Oh, okay. Oh, look, it's one of those cartoony T-Rexes in the sky. No, 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 no. Other coin here is a 45S. This one's got a really weak mint mark. So I found you guys a 1949S, no S mint mark. Lincoln sent, and nobody jumped up and down. Nobody got really high and hippie about it. Everybody wants to find that 1922 without a D. I'm not really sure I understand why, but I just found a 49S without an S. You guys should be really happy about that. See, I pulled a trick on you, though. I kept it. Bill 457. Let's see what Bill 457 gets. Doug, it was a 49 plane, but it happened to find its way in this bag. So I called it the 49S no S. Actually, I did pull a fast one. No, I didn't. Well, yeah, I did. No, I didn't. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another 43 roll like that one. I just don't know. Generally, they're not going to come cheap, especially if the holder of the roll knows what they have. That's for sure. And a 44S. That's right. Paul Hampton got a half-S coin. Doug. A little bit earlier, we found a half-S coin for Paul Hampton. I got to hold that off to the side just for the people who come in and they're like, what? What are you talking about? It's a half-ass coin. I'll show you. Paul's half-ass coin. There's Bill. Let me go back and find Paul's half-ass coin here. It's not that. Is it this? It could be. I don't think so. It could be, though. Is this it? No. It's Paul's. But it's not a half-ass coin. Let's see. Is it in here? No. No. Oh, Paul, how many spots did you get? You might have 15 spots in here. I'm searching through here endlessly for a half-ass coin. It's a half-ass search. No. There it is. There you go. Introducing the half-ass coin. Nope, wrong one. Hang on. There it is. It's a 47S half-ass. I love it. It's a half S7. So if you can't get one with a full S, get one that's half-assed. A half-ass 7 is much better than a full S. I mean, because you generally don't see them half-assed. They're usually full S. They're usually worked up pretty good. I gotta hold this off to the side till we get done. Sorry, Paul, you're not getting your coin until I'm done with it. Let's see who's next. Majestic. Majestic Sounds of Coins will get this coin, 1946S. This one is a relatively normal full S, large-sized S, however you want to call it. It's also called the Serif S. Sometimes also called Trumpet Tail. Number of different names for these mint marks, the most important part of which being it's not one of the other two. So it's definitely not a ball serif, and it's definitely not a sans serif. Sans serif meaning without serif. Somewhere in this pile of mess I have here, which I will probably find after I move this summer, somewhere I have a mint mark study done by Bill Fiva a number of years back, 2006, and it shows all of the different denominations, the different styles of S mint marks for each of the different dates in the 40s and which ones were scarce and which ones were not. None of them are downright rare for cents. There was one that was rare for the 46S dime, and I can't remember which one it was because I don't study dimes. But I did notice that there was a rare S mint mark style for the dimes. All of the S mint marks from 42 to 45 on nickels have one style of S, and it is very different from all the other S's, so it's not included as part of the study. But the nickels and cents and dimes and quarters were all studied, all of the S mint marks for the 1940s. Nah, this one's going to be a normal one. Normal coin. Oof. This reverse is like wow soft. Very, very worn out die. Very ugly looking coin. We're just going to move on to another coin like we didn't ever see that. We did not ever see that coin. These are not the droids you're looking for. Move along now. Okay, nothing there. See, this is a full-ass 47. That's not a half-assed. Oh, that's going to be one I'm going to use for a while. This one's got spots. It's got spots. I don't like spots. Let's see here. There's not so many spots on the reverse. I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to call this one good. Move on to the next coin. All right. What we have here is a 1948S Lincoln Cent that doesn't have any doubling on the obverse, and it doesn't have a repunch mint mark, but it does have a couple of spots. There is an inverted ball serif S for the 1946S. If that's what you're thinking of, there is a known inverted ball serif 1946S. We've not run into a ball serif 46S yet. Haven't seen one yet. But we might. The serif S, or the large S, and the sans serif S cover about 80 to 85% of the overall known population of 1946S Lincoln Cents. Oh, there's a little bit of a split serif, just a little split lower serif on your 47S. Oh, it's a split upper serif too. See a split in the upper and lower serif, so you got a pretty decent looking RPM right here. Plenty of die scratches to make yourself up a good marker to be looking for in some of the photographs of RPMs listed on coppercoins.com, or you could go to doubledie.com and look up what you can find on John Wexler's website, or you could go to varietyvista.com and take a look at what James Wiles has listed on his website. Variety Vista lists the Konica numbers, the Konica die system. John Wexler lists his own die system, the Wexler DDO-DDR system, once used by NCADD, or the National Collectors Association of Die Doubling. His numbering system is quite extensive. He lists a lot of different stuff. A lot more than I list and a lot more than James Wiles lists. But in every case that he could find it, he would give you a cross-reference to either the system I published or the system Konica published. Now with me, I will give you cross-references to every system I can find cross-references for. It's including the FS system, the Cohen system, the Crawford system, the Wexler system, the Konica system. If I didn't already say that, I think I did. Fox Run Forge. Fox Run Forge gets 2 more coins. Here's the first one. This is a 41S. And this one, boys and girls, is a small mint mark. We have seen what the large mint mark looks like. The small mint mark is known for producing an East RPM that's very nice. This one doesn't have to be one. It happened to be one of them. There's actually 2 different really nice East RPMs. I believe it's RPM 1 and RPM 7. I don't know how I know this stuff. I just do. I guess once you've been speaking a language long enough, you become fluent at it. I'm very fluent in jibber jabber and RPMs. I could show you some of the jibber jabber, but it would be very useless because no one else speaks it. Bill Bet, you have a great night, sir. And there's a 48S with a little tiny baby split serif. You can see it right there at the very top of what I'm showing you on the mint mark. There's just a little tiny split serif there. I don't think that's going to be listed anywhere, but it is a little split serif RPM, just for interest's sake. Now you can see it again. See what I'm looking at and what I was showing you. Don't know that that's going to be listed anywhere, but you can at least check it out. Fox Run Forge. Have I written any coin books? Steve A. asks. I have. I wrote a book and published it in 2004 called Looking Through Lincoln Cents. Then the very next year, Zyrus Press took me upon the journey of redoing that book to a second edition. A second edition was published in 2005. I've written a couple of other smaller pamphlet-style books since then, but I have not gone back into full press-run book because they are expensive, difficult, lengthy to create, and a lot less popular than they used to be. With the advent of the internet in the early 90s, we have slowly but surely been pointing away from the direction of printed books. There's your 1948S with a little split lower serif RPM. Another RPM. Yay! I'm getting a little punch drunk here. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I'm only about halfway done with these. I should probably cut it off and start it up again sometime tomorrow. In fact, I think that's probably a very good idea. I'll have to schedule it tomorrow morning after I know what my schedule is tomorrow, because my schedule tomorrow is going to probably incorporate looking at more houses. So I don't know exactly what time I will be able to continue. Hey, look, there's the rare 44D as an S. Oh, that's an extremely rare one. That's even more rare than the 44D over S. This one doesn't have the S at all. If you can find one of my books, you can send it to me and I will autograph it for you. However, I do not have any for sale. I've not sold my own book in a few years now because, well, they're scarce. They're out of print. And I haven't gone back to press with them because, you know, they're expensive to make. Let's see. This one's just an ugly coin. I was trying for some hope that it may be something nice, but there's nothing going on here, so I'm just going to toss it. And go for another coin. How about this one? What do we have? Well, it's a 1944S. And ladies and gentlemen, this 1944S sports a very normal 1944 and a very normal S. It also has a very normal Trust. It also has a very normal Liberty. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is a normal 1944S. How was that? Is that good? Did I get you wanting to buy a brand new car? Boy, I remember back in the Price is Right days, way back. I used to watch the Price is Right on my grandmother's knee. I can remember a brand new car, and they would go through that thing, you know, where it was like brand new Ford Pinto, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and then they'd want you to guess the price, and it would be 4 digits, of course. Your first digit was usually always a 2, because new cars didn't generally cost more than $2,900. Here's a 49S. Normal one, though. Very well formed, squared off top to the 4. So this one is not one of the doubled dice. Hello, Coin Collecting with Tyler. Go ahead and put your channel name on there. Make you a mod. There you go. You can put your channel link up there. Tell us what you do. Want to hear it. Tell me all about you. All right, that one's got nothing on it. We'll move on. Wait for Coin Collecting with Tyler to put his link up there. There's another 1941S, and this one's another small S. You can see that we're starting to get a few of the small S's. I think we've seen about half a dozen of them. And we've only seen one large S. That would be rather normal. All right, Coin Collecting with Tyler. What do you do, buddy? Oh, looky here. Looky here. We've got us a nice double die reverse on a 1941S. Nice double die reverse right there. That's a hefty Class 6 reverse. Sweet. Who gets this? Randy. You got yourself a nice 1941S double die reverse. Earlier die state coin too. Pretty. Alright, so don't complain. You got yourself something real nice. I say that, but I don't really mean it. Yes, I do. No, I don't. You're a new coin collector and you created a channel 3 weeks ago. Awesome. What are you going to do videos about? Your adventures in learning coin collecting? That would be kind of neat, actually. Somebody, as soon as you learn something, you make a video about it. How about if you interview people, ask them questions about coins, and then read those questions and answers out in your videos? You found a 43 copper? Well, Marshall, you're taking me out to dinner, brother. Best steak dinner money can buy. No, I want to go to the Rendezvous. You can take me to the Rendezvous. I know it's not real fancy or nothing, but I like it. There's that 45S. This is the ball serif mint mark, but it's rather common on the 45S. It's more scarce on the 46S. What do we have here? Looking carefully, making a decision. This is machine doubling. That's what we're seeing at the tops of these letters here. Major heart race. Well, I don't want you having a heart attack before you can take me to dinner there, new Marshall. All right? So, bring your heart rate back down so I can come up there and you can take me out to the Rendezvous. I think we've seen this one. Yeah, we saw this one. I set it over here. Wrong side up. That's Bill 457 for you. I'll work my way up there. I'll tell you that for sure. This boy don't miss a trip to the Rendezvous. Another ball serif S, but that's on a 44S. It's still rather common on the 44S. It's the 46S that you're really looking for them on. Then especially looking for one that's actually inverted. That would make it even nicer. There's a late, very late die state reverse. A little bit of stained color, but that's to be expected on coins that are called brown to red brown. What do we have in his next coin? 44S, a little bit closer to the 9 on this one. Nothing of real special note, though. On these older dies like this, the exact positioning of the mint mark doesn't make any difference as long as it's somewhere below the date, somewhere to the right of the vest line, and somewhere to the left of the rim. Somewhere in that triangular shaped area is where your mint mark has to be for it to be properly placed. So there is no specific spot in that area where a mint mark is right or wrong. So when you find a 44S with a mint mark really close to the date, and then the next 44S you find it's very far from the date, Neither one of those coins are errors or varieties of any kind. So that's for quads. Majestic is going to be next. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's 49 minutes after the hour now. I'm going to cut this off right on the hour. I'll just go up to that. I'll cut this off right on the hour, and then we'll pick it back up tomorrow at some point. Because that will put me on the air for 2 hours. So I'll come back on sometime tomorrow to continue. Possibly tomorrow evening after Jessica's auction. There's going to be an auction tomorrow on this channel, 3 p.m. Central Time, hosted by our very own Jessica Johnson. It's going to be the Copper Coins Weekend Edition. Coin Night Live Auctions Weekend Edition by Jessica Johnson. It's going to have a lot of nice coins in auction. You don't want to miss it, that's for sure. I may end up having to miss it depending on what my business tomorrow requires. It's not really a secret. It's just something I don't generally talk a whole lot about. But I'm doing some house hunting, trying to find a house to buy. And we've got an appointment in the morning to go look at another one. I've been in more houses lately. I'm up to my eyeballs in houses. We have interest in one specific house so far. We're trying to prove to ourselves that it's the right house by looking at a whole bunch of wrong houses. Hey, there's a 41S, large S. This one is also, appears to be a little bit of a class 6. No, it's not. It's just a very late die state coin. Sometimes these letters get thicker appearing because the die is just so worn out. That's what the deal is with this one. A nice lamination going across the reverse of this one. That's a coloration difference there in the metal. A little bit of peeling. That's a nice lamination. Got pretty colors to it. Like it. I definitely like it. Fox Run Forge, I am not sure whether I've been through all 5 of your holders or not. I will go and take a look before I shut down. I will find Tim Morell's and I will find yours. See what you've got left. Nothing on this one. It's a 49S and it's got the normal square top 9. Or square top 4, I mean. Sorry. The square top 4. There's the reverse of that 49S. And that's for Adam Chambers. We're at 52 minutes after the hour. I've got time to do a couple more. And we're going to do Farm Dog. Next here, another 49S. Another square top 4. And let's see what else we have on here. No double die on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. Double die reverses are not known for 1949S, but that doesn't stop me from looking. Because they're not known doesn't mean they don't exist. Just means nobody's found one. And there's a good illustration for you. Right here is a 48S. You can see that one has the rounded off pointed top to the 4. 4 is a completely different style. And there's a reason for telling you that, because there are 1949 S Lincoln Cents out there that have the style of 1948 4 beneath the style of 1949 4. So what you have is a square top 4 with a little bulb popping up out of the top of it. Alright, that's Farm Dog. I'm going to go through one for Andrew Forbes here. Let's see. Take a couple of coins out. Here's his first one. What's this? It's a 49S that has dirt on it and has a big hit on the mint mark. We are not going to keep this coin because I have already seen that it is not a double die here. Look at the reverse just to see if we catch a glimpse of that very rare double die reverse that no one's ever seen. Not there. We're going to move this coin off to the edge and bring us another coin in. This is the coin that we're moving to. It's another 49S. It's in a little better shape. It's in considerably better shape than the other coin was. I'm just laughing because it's a 49S. Another one. Is there anything other than 43S we've not seen? I think we've seen them all. We have seen them all. So I'm thinking we've seen 40 and 41, 42. I know we've seen 44, 45. We've seen 46 for sure. 47S, that's where the half S came from. 48 and 49. So here's another 47S. This one's full S though. This one's all S'd up. Alright, nothing up my sleeve. And we're done with that. And it's 55 now, so I got time for one more. Mr. Eubanks again. Tomorrow's show is only going to be an hour long because I only have about a roll worth left to go through. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Nice big old clean RPM. Nice big split on the lower serif. Split so much that the lower curve on the right side of the mint mark is actually split. Nice one. Nice, nice, nice. I like it. Now 43S is steel. There's no steels in this. So there wouldn't be any 43S in this. Alright, let's move on to the next coin. It's a 46S. Nothing on the obverse. Looking at the reverse. Nothing on the reverse. And that's for Mr. Eubanks. Okay, it's 22:57 now. It's 10:57 Eastern Time, almost 11 o'clock. And Fox Run Forge wanted to know how many spots he has left. And who else was that? Fox Run Forge. And who was it that asked me about his spots? If all of his spots were going to be tomorrow. Trying to remember. Who was it? Somebody was asking if all their spots were going to come up tomorrow. I said, well, I don't know. If they didn't come up today, they'll come up tomorrow because I got them all in there. There's Eubanks, Techstar, Timothy Morrell. You're the one. Okay. So, let's see. There's a Fox Run Forge that has not been done yet. So that's one. Here's two that has not been done. There's three that have not been done. That would probably be it for you because I think I did the rest of yours. And then looking for Timothy Morell. There's one. I don't have it in an insert yet. There's two. There's three. And four. And five. So all of yours do come up tomorrow. That's different. I mixed these pretty well too. I thought they got mixed up a little better than that. All right, folks, that's all I've got. Anybody have any questions? You are in there, Wild Bill. You want me to check how many times? I'll check here real quick. One, two, three, four, five. You're all in tomorrow's group, Wild Bill. I don't know how that happened. I mixed these up really well, and some of them ended up segregating themselves to one half or the other. I don't want to add any spots now. I think we'll wait until the next time we do this. But yeah, I think I don't want to get into adding any more to what we've already got. So what else? Any other questions? Oh, Techstar. Did you get any today, Techstar? Are you in there, CVS? Did you buy into this group, CVS? I'm going to get all these flipped up and remix. And get it mixed in a little bit better. I thought I had everything mixed in really well. I don't know, CVS, because I don't remember all of the names I've been through. And I don't see you in here for tomorrow. Did you get spots in this? Because I don't know whether you ended up getting spots in this, but I did indeed make sure that all the people who had spots were included. Did you come in late and perhaps miss your name? Okay, coin collector with Tyler. I said you could promote your channel, not spam the channel. Once is enough, buddy. Hey, CVS, I do not have any spots in here for you. Did I bill you for spots? Because if you were not billed, then you were not included. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's okay if he promotes his channel. He asked if he could promote it, and that was fine, and so I let him promote his channel. Once. I don't see you in here at all, CVS. You know, maybe not. But if I didn't bill you for it, then you're not getting any of them because Well, because I didn't bill you for it. Let me check my sheets here real quick and see if I've got you on the sheet. Well, I mean, I don't specifically allow kids in here because this is not a broadcast for children. Let's see. Number 38. And let me see here. Well, CVS got into the 1943 tube, but not in the 1940's S mixed bag, which is why I don't have any spots for you in here, is because you didn't get into this one. And that's why. All right, folks, well, I'm going to go ahead and take off. About done for the evening. Been on here for a couple of hours now doing these, so I want to tell you that I do apologize that these longer broadcasts don't always come in one piece. And I will come back tomorrow. At some point in time, I'm going to set it up so you'll get a notification. And then at some other point, I'm going to actually be on here doing the last, I'm going to say 75 to 100 coins, somewhere in there, whatever we've got left. And I appreciate it. Yes, Rick, I will. All right, thanks, folks. And I'll talk to you later. Have a great night.